Okay, now that we have the design on the shirt, we can move on to the next step. So we'll click the green Next Step button. Now we need to set a sales goal. Let's say we leave the goal at 50 shirts right here where it is. Well, Teespring is a crowdfunding type of business. This means if you don't reach this goal, the shirts don't get printed, the customers don't get charged, and you don't receive any commissions. Well, this is the way it worked for a pretty long time, but Teespring has been changing things up lately. Now, if your goal is set at 50, as long as you sell at least 10 shirts, you'll be paid something. But if you only sell 10 shirts, then the cost of each shirt is higher, which means your profit goes down. And right now, Teespring is test marketing, bringing this all the way down to a 5-shirt minimum. So right now, if you sell at least 5 shirts, they will be printed. You will make some money, not very much, but you'll make something. But depending on how this test market works out, they may go back up to 10 shirts as a minimum. Now I know this all sounds pretty confusing, but to make it easy, I just set most of my campaigns at a 20-shirt goal. And I usually price my shirts at $21.95. So let's take a look at that. That's $21.95. And that comes out to $12.95 profit per shirt. So if I sold 20 shirts and reached my goal, I would make $259 profit. But if I set my goal at 20 and I only ended up selling 10 t-shirts, then my profit will go down to $11.95 per shirt, and I would make $119 for selling 10 t-shirts. So the main thing to remember in all of this is the more shirts you sell, the more profit you make per shirt. Okay, all that being said, I got to tell you one more thing. Setting a higher goal allows you to add more additional products to each campaign. Now, additional products just means additional colors or styles of shirts like hoodies, tank tops, that type of thing. If I set my goal at 10 shirts, I can only add 4 additional products. If I set my goal at, let's say, 50 shirts, I could add 9 additional products. But as a beginner, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to set it at 20, and that'll give us 5 additional products. Now, you may also be wondering, why not just set the goal at 100 or 200, and that way you'll get to promote all the products that you want? Well, the problem with a real high goal is when the customers see that the goal is set at 100 or 200 shirts, and you've only sold 4 or 5 shirts so far, they feel you'll never hit your goal, so they won't bother buying. Okay, now let's scroll down a little bit and add some additional products. Okay, so I want to add another Hanes tagless tee in a different color, but I don't see that listed here. So I'll click this link for Add a New Style option. Under Basic Tees, here's the Hanes tagless tee. I'll click Add. Now I could choose a different color. Now for white text, I found that the colors that sell best are Deep Royal Blue and Purple. For this campaign, I'll use Deep Royal Blue, and instead of adding a purple shirt, I'll add another style. I'm going to add a woman's tee now, and this is the Hanes Woman Fitted Tee. I'm going to sell this also in black. I'm going to make the price of this t-shirt $1 more at $22.95, and my profit on that will be about $12.65. I want to add another woman's tee, the Hanes, click Add. Now I'm going to make this one, I'll go with the Deep Royal. Now I have 2 products left I can add, so I want to add hoodies. I'll click Add Hoodie. I'll sell a black one. I'm going to make it $39.95, and that would give me $19.25 in profit. That's pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry, that's $21.20 in profit. So I want to add one more hoodie in a different color. Click the drop down, look for hoodies, click Add, and I'll make this color also Deep Royal Blue. Now this is supposed to automatically change to $39.95, but sometimes this program could be a little bit buggy. So what I'm going to do is scroll up, I'm going to save it, make sure I save my draft. I'm going to click number 1 to go backward to create your tee again, back to this page, then go forward again to set your goal, and that kind of reset it, and now my prices are right. And always double check your prices to make sure that they're right before continuing. Okay, a little more regarding pricing. Now, I never price my shirts less than $19.95 for a shirt. Now, this price may be higher than you find typically at your department store, but these are specialty shirts. They're limited run, they're not available in stores, and they target people's passions, so people will pay a little more for this type of shirt. Now, for regular men's t-shirts, I've tested $19.95 to $23.95. They all sell, And typically $21.95 seems to be the sweet spot. For the women's t-shirts, you can charge a little bit more, maybe $1, $2 more. And for the hoodies, I usually price them at $39.95. Sometimes I go up to $44.95. Now regarding these profit margins, these may change according to any promotions that Teespring is running at the time. For example, right now, Teespring is running a promotion where they're paying $3 extra commission for hoodies. So don't really go by the numbers that you're seeing here because this could be a little bit different when you run your campaigns. Okay, now I'm going to scroll up, save my campaign again just to make sure it's saved, scroll down, and move on to the next step. Okay, here we are at step 3, add a description. Now we need to come up with a title for our campaign. That doesn't seem to make too much difference what you put in here. A lot of times people will put in limited edition and something like boating t-shirt, or they'll put in something to do with the name of their campaign. But this is what goes on the Teespring landing page. Let's take a look at one. Okay, here's a shirt selling. It's called It's a Native Thing You Wouldn't Understand. I'm assuming that's about Native American Indians. And it just says It's a Native Thing. This is the title that we're talking about. This shirt's doing pretty good, by the way. It's sold 352 shirts with 2 days left. Okay, let's go back. So I'll just add a title here. Limited edition boating t-shirt. Good enough. Now for a description. One thing I like to do is keep my descriptions short. Let's look at that landing page again. You don't want to put too much text in here because then this Buy It Now button will move down and go below the fold. And you don't really want that. You don't want it to where the customer can't see the Buy It Now button. This text is not really to sell your customer on buying the shirt. You just want to say a couple things and let the shirt do the selling for itself. Okay, so let's go back to the campaign. Now when I say a couple things, you might want to add something like limited time only, makes a great gift, not available in stores, and see additional styles and colors below. And for not available in stores, I like to make that bold and in all capitals. So that's good enough for the description. Now where it says tag your campaign, I don't worry about this. This is more for search engine optimization. And by the time people find your shirt in the search engines, the campaign would be over. So let's scroll down to campaign length. Okay, for campaign length, you have some options here. Now these options will change depending on what day of the week it is. You might see 8 days to the end or 9 days or 10 days. I like to run my campaigns between 7 and 10 days. If your campaign is too short, you won't have enough time to get exposure to your shirt. Anything shorter than 7 days I feel is too short, in my opinion. Anything over, say, 10 days is getting to be a little bit long. People will see, well, I'm not going to get my shirt for 3 weeks or something like that, and then they may not buy it. So again, 7 to 10 days seems to be the sweet spot for campaign length. Now let's say you launch a 7-day campaign and it's doing really well at the end. Well, you could always relaunch the same campaign over again. So I will go ahead and choose a 7-day campaign. Next, in the Choose a URL box, you need to add a word in here to make your URL unique. And this could be anything as long as it's not already taken. I'll just type in boating and then make up a number. Then I'll click outside the box. If it's available, you'll get a check mark like this. If your design is on the back of your shirt, you can click this box to show the back by default. Now, if you have a physical store location, you can click this option and have buyers pick up their orders directly from you. Next, you have to agree to the terms and conditions. I suggest you go ahead and read this over one time. Now, before I launch my campaign or even preview the campaign, I want to scroll to the top and save it again. You always want to be saving your design as a draft. Then you can scroll down and click the preview button if you like. Now again, as I've said before, this can be a little bit buggy. It may show your preview, then again it may not. You should be able to at least preview your text. Then go up and click back to launching your campaign. When you're satisfied that everything is good, scroll down and click Launch Your Campaign. And we now have a t-shirt online for sale. Customers can see our additional styles here. If they click on them, then the shirt will show up. Different colors. Okay, let's get the t-shirt back. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see only 5 more needed to print. Now, even though our goal is 20, all we need to do is sell 5 shirts for them to print the shirts, ship them to the customers, and then we get paid. After we sell the first 5 shirts, then the customers will see our goal of 20. And then here's our countdown timer, shows how much time is left in the campaign. And down here, customers can look at the back of the shirt. And this is something else Teespring is testing, where customers can see shirts on models. You may or may not have this on your campaigns. It just may be the front and back of the shirt. Okay, one last thing to talk about in this video, mistakes. First, on your shirt design, always double check your spelling before you launch your campaign. However, if you do make a mistake, you make a spelling error, and your campaign is already launched, just contact Teespring support and they will help you out and get it fixed. Now, if you make a mistake in any of your text copy or your title, you can fix that easily by logging into your Teespring account. Okay, I'm logged into my account. I don't have any campaigns running at the moment because I've been focusing on finishing this course for the last couple of weeks. So what you want to do to fix your corrections are find your campaign, then click the little pencil to edit it. A page will open where you could fix any of your errors. Then scroll down to the bottom, click Save Changes, and that's it. You're good to go. Okay, so now that we have our t-shirt all set up and ready to sell, all we need is traffic, and we'll start on that in the next video.